Trust takes years to build, seconds to break, and forever to repair. They've promised that dreams can come true, but forgot to mention that nightmares are dreams too. Striving for success without hard work is like trying to harvest where you haven't planted. Someone who is naturally serene and happy will hardly feel the pressure that age generates. These times will make you wise, mature, and fearless. Never date a person you wouldn't also be friends with. There are two ways to do things, right and again. When you are angry, stay silent. It's not the years in your life that count, it's the life in your years. Live life to express, not to impress. Avoid gossip at all costs. It's poison to your mind. Most people are only nice when things don't matter. The fastest way to gain self-confidence is to do exactly what you are afraid of. I've reached an age where if someone tells me to wear socks, I remind myself that it's no longer necessary. Don't worry about those who talk behind your back. They're behind you for a reason. You don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. Treat others as they treat you. Be authentic. Never think twice about investments in yourself. They pay dividends for a long time. If you believe it will work out, you'll see opportunity. If you believe it won't, you will see obstacles. You can be friends with people for years, and it could take years to realize they were never your friends. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. I say luck is when an opportunity comes along and you are prepared for it. Never expect someone to catch you when you fall, even if you have caught many from falling. Do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. Remember that what you now have was once among the things you only hoped for. Sooner or later, a person who wears two faces forgets which one is real. You can't litter negativity everywhere and wonder why you have a trashy life. Every strike brings me closer to the next home run. You can't always help. Sometimes you will watch people you love make terrible decisions, despite the advice you give them. You are merely a reflection of the preferences and demands of the people around you. People who show you new ways of thinking and new ways of seeing life are important. Stop putting too much trust in them. First, you choose a partner on the basis of their looks and enjoy it until you realize that your kids will not be raised by their looks, but by their values. They always say time changes things, but you have to change them yourself. Often, there is a time gap between knowing better and doing better. Never forget who helped you in a difficult time. If you expect others to make you happy, you will always be disappointed. Do not fear getting hurt. You can't grow if you don't hurt. Patience can do wonders. Winners focus on winning. Losers focus on winners. You won't forget some bad things, you just stop caring. Until that happens, don't stress too much about it. America will never be destroyed from the outside. If we falter and lose our freedoms, it will be because we destroyed ourselves. Deal with people the way they deal with you. Time is what we want most, but what we use worst. You don't find your purpose somewhere else. You create your purpose exactly where you are, and you bear meaning to it. People don't decide their future. They decide their habits, and their habits decide their future. Not every thought needs to be expressed. Today is the tomorrow you talked about yesterday. Because one believes in oneself, one doesn't try to convince others. It's not what you say out of your mouth that determines your life. It's what you whisper to yourself that has the most power. Learn from what people do, not from what they tell you. Stand up to your obstacles and do something about them. You will find that they haven't half the strengths you think they have. A happy marriage is a long conversation which always seems too short. Adults are obsolete children. The tragedy of old age is not that one is old, but that one is young. Later often means never. Not everyone is going to understand your journey. Not everyone is going to believe in what you believe in. You are on your own path, so never change who you are. There never exists a relationship without self-interest. In short, every one of us, for sure, is selfish. Whoever fights can lose. Whoever doesn't fight has already lost. Sometimes you have to suffer in life, not because you're a bad person, but because you didn't realize when to stop being good to the wrong person. You can't change the past, but can shape your future by learning from it. Sacrifice today for tomorrow's betterment. You are willing to pay those payments with pain, because pain is just a message when you are fixing something that's insufficient in your life. Just because you miss them doesn't mean you need them back in your life. Be careful who you share your weaknesses with. Some people can't wait for the opportunity to use them against you. Excessive food causes disease. Just let it be. If it's meant to be, it will happen. When you blame someone else for your problems, you're giving them power over you. You're allowing them to define and dictate your happiness and well-being. You don't ever truly know another person unless you can take up residence in their head. You'll never be privy to their true nature. We cry over people, but what about time? We can't help everyone, but everyone can help someone. If you don't clear your misunderstanding in time, they become the reason for distance forever. Thinking is difficult. That's why most people judge. Don't lose yourself by tolerating too much from the people you want to keep. To have what you've never had, you must do what you've never done. Instead of wondering when your next vacation is, maybe you should set up a life you don't need to escape from. Someday, you'll be old enough to start reading fairy tales again. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Experience is not what happens to a man. It is what a man does with what happens to him. Let that sink in and be in a serious relationship. Keep crying about what is not working today, and I promise you that your tomorrow is not working. Man can change his life simply by changing his attitude. Only he who controls himself is free. If you find yourself constantly trying to prove your worth to someone else, you have already forgotten your value. Wrinkles should simply indicate where the smiles have been. The trick is to grow without getting old. Life is shorter than it seems, so keep moving forward. Don't waste time on nonsense or spend it on people who don't help you improve economically and personally. Fools stand on their island of opportunities and look toward another land. There is no other land. There is no other life but this. The masses engage in activities they're not passionate about. This takes its toll on them in old age, sometimes leading to regret. So before getting old, try to do things that fulfill your spirit. Health and longevity depend 25% on physical aspects and 75% on behavioral aspects. Just because the boat rocks doesn't mean it's time to jump overboard. Success seems to be connected with action. Successful people keep moving. They make mistakes, but they don't quit. When you get married, everything good and bad about your relationship intensifies. Never give up on something you really want. It's hard to wait, but it's harder to regret. You can't lose what you never had. You can't keep what's not yours, and you can't hold on to some things that don't want to stay. Bad times are actually a boon because they wake you up to the good things you never paid attention to. Happiness comes of the capacity to feel deeply, to enjoy simply, to think freely, to risk life, to be needed, which give happiness. Let others' actions speak for them. People will show you far more than they will tell you. Fairy tales are more than true, not because they tell us that dragons exist, but because they tell us that dragons can be beaten. I never heard of anyone ever stumbling on something sitting down. Two classes of people lose money: those who are too weak to guard what they have, and those who win money by trick. They both lose in the end. One can always be kind to people about whom one cares. It's not whether or not you get knocked down. It's what you do when you get back up. It is our attitude at the beginning of a difficult task which, more than anything else, will affect its successful outcome. If you can do what you do best and be happy, you're further along in life than most people. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Let the improvements of yourself keep you so busy that you have no time to criticize others. You alone are enough. You have nothing to prove to anyone. Everything comes to you at the right time. Be patient and trust the process. Expect nothing. Appreciate everything. Sacrificing long-term joy for short-term pleasure is the easiest recipe for regret. The most spiritual people experience by far the most painful tragedies, but this is precisely why they honor life, because it provides them with their greatest adversities. You cannot have everything. You always exchange something for something. The greater danger for most of us lies not in setting our aim too high and falling short, but in setting our aim too low and achieving our mark. Two things to remember in life: take care of your thoughts when you are alone, and take care of your words when you are with people. Ask for help and offer help to those who need it most. Life is like a roller coaster. There will be times when you'll be forced to ask for or offer help to someone else. Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. Stay calm. You've been through this before. You'll get through it again. Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. People change. Love hurts. Friends leave. Things go wrong. But remember that life goes on. Forgive yourself for not knowing what you didn't know before you learned it. I think people would live a little longer if they didn't know how old they are. No matter how smart, successful, and good-looking you are, nobody likes arrogance. Find a relationship where naturally being you makes the other person happy. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Learn to handle rejection gracefully. It's a part of life. Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes courage is the quiet voice at the end of the day saying, "I will try again tomorrow." I opened my eyes and saw the real world, and I began to laugh, and I haven't stopped since. Being private, staying low-key, and not telling everyone everything is self-care. The art of being wise is knowing what to overlook. Be careful where you trust. Salt and sugar look the same. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal or ideal. Never be so kind you forgot to be clever, and never be so clever you forgot to be kind. Don't let anyone know what you're doing until it's done. The time for action is now. It's never too late to do something. Never tolerate disrespect, not even from yourself. Value experience over possessions because memories are the real treasures of life. Do not postpone joy for the sake of the future. Tomorrow is promised to no one. The hard choices are the best you end up making. Life is a ticket to the greatest show on earth. In 20 years, you'll regret more what you didn't do than what you did. So let go of the moorings and leave the safe harbor. Whatever is causing you worry or pain right now won't cause you worry or pain forever. Things change with time, and it will pass. Maturing is realizing that overplaying your part in people's lives to prove your loyalty is only proving how much less you value yourself. The brain contains our mind and madness and insanity, and all our fears and horrors, including dreams, as well as all our abilities and negligence. Your life won't go as planned, and trust me, it's a good thing. Be yourself. People don't have to like you, and you don't have to care. Your past was never a mistake if you learned from it. What other people think of you is none of your business. Time is everything, and one day it will define you. Light travels faster than sound. That's why some people appear bright until you hear them speak. Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. To reach somewhere, you need to leave something behind. Luck comes to those who work hard. Good things do not come to those who wait. Your vision will be blurry, but it will grow clear with time. Patience is your ally. Free yourself from society's advice. Most of them have no idea what they're doing. Never let others know your weaknesses. Instead, always try to show up your positives. Don't overshare. Privacy is power. Don't be mad about it. Deal with the challenge. Be afraid, but do it anyway. If you are a friend of everybody, you are an enemy to yourself. Too many parents make life hard for their children by trying too zealously to make it easy for them. An adventure is simply physical and emotional discomfort recollected in tranquility. Above all things, respect yourself. Beneath the pain is a lesson. Time truly FLIs. Be grateful always because it can always be worse. You make the best decisions when in pain because the fear of experiencing the same pain again is the strongest motivator. Sometimes you just have to say no and ignore the guilt trip that follows. Women wish to be loved not because they are pretty or good or well-bred or graceful or intelligent, but because they are themselves. Your life does not get better by chance, it gets better by change. Never deny yourself an experience just because it's unknown or uncomfortable. It may just be a defining and wonderful part of your life. Don't show your weaknesses. People will enjoy the show. Every human walks around with a certain kind of sadness. They may not wear it on their sleeves, but it's there if you look deep. Time heals all wounds, but leaves scars as reminders. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. Attack the evil that is within yourself rather than attacking the evil that is in others. The days that break you are the days that make you. You're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. The past is a place of reference, not a place of residence. The past is a place of learning, not a place of living. Time FLIs. Plan for your future self. No regrets, just do better next time. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Self-pity is dangerous. Stay away from it. Forget what hurts you, but never forget what it taught you. Your life isn't yours if you constantly care about what others think. Things don't make us happy, experiences do. Just be real. It saves everyone's time. It is better to try something and fail than to try nothing and succeed. The result may be the same, but you won't be. Do not wait to strike till the iron is hot. Make it hot by striking. Never allow someone to be your priority while allowing yourself to be their option. You don't need a new day to start over. You only need a new mindset. Happiness is not something you postpone for the future. It is something you design for the present. Failure is the condiment that gives success its flavor. To choose doubt as a philosophy of life is akin to choosing immobility as a means of transportation. It's possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not a weakness, that is life. Live life fully. Regret nothing. You are likely to fall when you stop pedaling your bicycle. Be true throughout your life's journey. Never forget where you come from or where you're going. Not forgetting your roots can help you aspire to a better environment and serve as motivation. Never bend your head. Always hold it high. Look the world straight in the eye. Always go too far, because that's where you'll find the truth. No matter how much suffering you went through, you never wanted to let go of those memories. You can, you should, and if you're brave enough to start, you will. Not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who was actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood. Thanks for watching. To make sure you don't miss any future videos, please click the circular subscribe button in the middle of the screen. You can also check out more videos on the left or our playlists on the right. Don't forget to like and share to help us spread the word. Thanks you.